Diddy. Diddy was recently arrested at a Manhattan hotel. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your If y'all know any small people, honestly, I need a small person. I need a new mascot. So I'm looking for midgets, dwarfs, but she got to be bad. And when I say bad, I'm talking about, slim, thick in the thighs, her little mini calves. Look, I don't want no stocky small person. That's for sure. I don't want the one that look like a little football. Listen. Don't send me any old smart person. Don't send me any old small person. I don't want them to just be small for the sake of small. I want to be able to like flip, play, like a real, one of my mascots, one of my people. The same way that they got. All right, let me stop. We'll talk about it. Email me. If y'all know a baddie dwarf or something like that, tell them to holler at me. We'll get into it. Let's go.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Y'all some wild people in the chat. Shout out to the chat. Chat lives matters. If this is your first time over at the Millionaire Morning Show, understand we go off script. We say whatever the first thing that comes to our head, and then we apologize for it later. So shout out to all of my people. Let's No, seriously. Listen, before we get into this Diddy thing, let me rewind this because I need to get the whole story. Before we get into this Diddy thing, got to be willing to travel. Certainly be able to fit into it, maybe even fit into a little pouch. Because I got this thing. I want to get like an upsized pouch. You know that pouches? All right, let me tell you what my vision is. I got to tell you what my vision is. I want somebody that I could use. And you know how they carry them babies inside of them pouches? I want to be able to carry a little person inside of a pouch, but I need the pouch to be slightly bigger. That'd be a thing like that. I'm telling you, bro, it's a great marketing campaign, but let's get into Diddy, y'all. Let's get into Diddy.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honig. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight.
Yo, hold on. Let me just, before we get into the arrest and stuff and all of my conspiracy theories, running down a hallway full sprint in a towel is insane, bro. Let me just say that. I am trying to find everything in my being. Everything. And when I say everything in my being, I'm truly trying to figure out a way to support Diddy. I am. That all went out the window, and I tried yesterday because I didn't want to be in an echo chamber, so I had a conversation and you know what I'm saying, try to mix it up a little bit. Shout out to Molly. I seen her doing that also. I'm trying. Everything in my being, I'm trying to figure out a way. All right, so it's not really as bad as I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? A full sprint. Look at the full sprint, though.
What the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel.
Dog came full sprint. He didn't know if anybody else was in the hotel. I got to skip past this part. I never want to show this part. I don't care if it's CNN footage. I just got to skip past that part.
Maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week. And here's a statement that I have from his attorney. He says, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." He goes on to say that he is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently.
All right, I can't show that part. I'm gonna skip past that part. Dude is in a full sprint. That's a wild boy. That's a wild boy.
Directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other.
She talking about she got groped. Now listen, I'll roll with the Cassie. All right, I'll roll with Cassie. Okay, listen, we got evidence. I am a huge proponent of innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, or unless you have some definitive evidence that shows, that you are the real victim. Don't come out talk about 30 years later, 20 years later, he grabbed my... I don't want to hear none of that. All of these other people, I don't believe. I don't believe Dawn that she deserves anything other than whatever her Making the Band contract said. I don't believe none of these other people at all. Now, that's where I stop the line. Because, again, we can substantiate what happened to Cassie. But all of these other Me Tooers, that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. That's the thing that messed it up. Now, Diddy is not making it any better for any of us because, as my man said, running down and sprinting down a hotel with socks on naked with socks on is diabolical. It is 100% diabolical. However, look, bruh, everybody don't deserve to get paid just because Cassie got paid. Everybody don't deserve to get a bag because these ain't even criminal charges, right? These is grown folks. He was in a whole relationship with Cassie. Y'all was just workers. Y'all was workers. And they all want a bag. They not even looking to get no kind of criminal suit or criminal charges. They see the ship going down and they say, let me get mine before everybody get theirs. And so everybody just trying to get a cash grab. And that's the thing that I do disagree with. I want people to catch the charges that they actually deserve, not you be able to get a cash grab just because you was associated with them. And I just don't agree with that.
Disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
And Ellie, not a huge amount of information available tonight, but Elizabeth brought up something that I want you to give us a little bit of insight into. Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged against Sean Combs. But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution.
Chandre, shut your nerdy self up inside of the chat. And I'm cool with y'all saying it, but let me listen. Chandre, you one of them, you say every single time you type anything in the chat, it's the complete opposite. And I'm trying to understand, are you just like here to say the complete opposite or what? Somebody says stop, he says stop defending bad behavior. Who's defending bad behavior? I know you a cornball in real life. I could tell you a cornball in real life. Every single time he ever types in a chat, it's always the complete opposite of whatever the take is. Whether it's political, whether it's something social, if it's something related to a celebrity, the same dude every single day. He come in with his glasses and his David Goggins haircut, and he say some wild stuff in the chat he just a contrarian. He one of them type of dudes. He one of them type of dudes that you never invite to the party after you bring him the first time. Like, don't send him an invite. Don't send him the invite. Ain't got nothing ever to say except the fact that he loved getting pegged by his girlfriend. I love Kamala. Oh no, not Cassie. No, don't say Eric's cousin, because Eric is reasonable. Eric got a difference of opinion, but Eric, and never, don't censor him either. Eric is reasonable because Eric still is objective enough to actually be like, you know what? Yeah, that's a little crazy. We all agree on that one. Same guys every single time, dog. And they avatar always look like this. It's like, what are you know what I'm saying? What are you here for? You sassy little man inside of the chat. You so sassy. You talk like this. You talk with a lisp. All of your words got a TH at the end of it. Don't defend that behavior. Talking like Bugs Bunny. Daffy Duck. I bet you he talked just like Daffy Duck. Don't defend that behavior. Sucker and succotash. I can't stand sassy men. There's nothing worse than a sassy, saucy Santana man inside of the chat, always talking like this. With a bunch of F's and F's and then like this. I can't believe y'all not talking about Kamala Harris. Bet you was a choir director when you was growing up, wasn't you? Was you the choir director? Did your mama make you carry her purse up into the offering? Did the Catholic priest give you did the Catholic priest privately give you communion? I bet you the priest gave him communion. Sucker and succotash. Oh man, he always giving me wine. Praise the Lord. Sassy little man. Always whining. I don't defend it. Let's get back to this, bro.
The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high-stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has...
Somebody said, I'm letting the... What do you mean? I'm letting the chat derail. Chat lives matters. I don't know if y'all understand this. Maybe y'all new here. Chat lives matters. We're not derailed. The whole show is a derailment. We derail ourselves with a beautiful woman. If it's a beautiful newscaster that comes up, we derailed. If we see somebody with a sad haircut, derailed. Somebody say something sassy in the chat, derailed. The whole show is a derailment, aside from whatever it is that we're reviewing. So we get a little serious, but 90% of this show is 100% derailment. So if you're not looking to be entertained, then I'm sorry, buddy, you can go over there to MSNBC. The whole show is a derailment.
Indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now, as to what happens next, there will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple days, but usually in the SDNY, you try to do it the next day, there will be an arraignment, meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So these are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours. And finally, Abby, with respect to the charges themselves, it's important to note, we've all seen that video, but assault and sexual assault are not federal crimes. Those are prosecuted in state court. So what I expect to see when we see this indictment is some sort of crime with some element of organization to it, sex trafficking, something along those lines, if it's based.
Man, stop it. Listen, man, free the diddler, bro. Free the diddler. Free the diddler. Man, let that dude, man, everybody outside of Cassie got her money. Hers wasn't even criminal charges. Everybody outside of Cassie, y'all just want to see blood. Everybody outside of Cassie was there voluntarily. Men, women, whoever it was, and he was doing his freak-offs with, that's where I stand. Until I see the indictment, until I'm able to read the documents, I heard that comes out later on today, so we're going to be dropping that and we're going to have that conversation probably during after hours. Chances are we're going to talk about it during after hours. And free the diddler. Just because he felt on a little booty, your booty, free the diddler, man. He ain't did nothing to y'all that y'all didn't sign up for. Y'all knew what y'all was going to when y'all went to that party. Who don't know when you go to a certain party that it may go left, but you still voluntarily go? Man, y'all was partying with them. Y'all got money with them. Y'all take that. Y'all signed contracts. Y'all signed the non-disclosure agreements, all of that. The consent agreements, all of that. You put yourself out there to get with it, even if you didn't know what was coming with it. You know what I'm saying? Free the diddler, bro. And I reserve the right to change my mind when I see the documents come out later on today. But as of right now, nah. All of y'all, listen. You're not going to sit here and tell me that a grown man went inside of a room with a grown man and then he came out as a grown woman, but he didn't know that he was going in there with a grown man, but then he voluntarily took his pants down. Stop it, bro. Stop it, man. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. So free the diddler. That's where I stand on it. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what you do. It's too many people that knew what was going on, but then all of a sudden they want to come to the front and go, oh man, me too. No, you was having a good time. You was partying. You was out there with Carisha, please. Y'all was all on the yacht. Yeah, you, Rick Ross, Carisha, you know what I'm saying? Quincy Jones and all of them. Y'all was having a good time. You went to the mansion party. You did some strange things for some change. Now you want to come back and have a conversation. Nah, man, free the diddler. Let the diddler go. You know what I'm saying? They was out there praying for him, laying hands on him. Get out of here. Shout out to TD Jakes.